Climb to the top of the pop culture universe. Superheroes fight the battles their fans wish they could. Offering certainty in an uncertain world.
Holy heart failure!
It's the fantasy of a person being able to have superpowers and save the day.
Who wouldn't want to be able to fly through the sky?
Who wants to watch The Common Man? I don't know if you've noticed, The Common Man blows. If I want to watch The Common Man, I'll look in my house.
I got him!
Oh, boy. We'll take it from here.
They're the embodiment of female power
She's nuts and extreme.
and male desire.
My name is Pussy Galore.
These girls, they're kicking butt. And guys are really digging it.
Yowza.
It's really fun working with the guns.
And that's kicking your ass.
I'm part of the bad guys. Bottoms up.
They live in a man's world, but they play by their own rules.
They make me blush.
I was just completely enamored with her.
Wonder Woman. It was Madonna before Madonna.
Super Vixens is easy. It's cleavage.
Shut up.
Buffy's human. She doesn't have all the answers all the time. I'm the Slayer.
They're good.
I've chosen a side.
They're bad.
Batman and Robin will swallow the bait.
But they're never ugly.
What do you think of these, my man?
Go for it, girls.
They're the world's ultimate Super Vixens.
Judo.
They have a power others can only dream of.
You must now tell the truth.
Feel powerful putting on the Wonder Woman costume.
It isn't the ability to pick up a car or swing a sword or even fly.
She is a bit Indiana Jones. She's a bit James Bond.
A Super Vixen's real superpower is independence.
Somebody has to save our skins.
A superhero is really confident, really fearless, really strong. A super vixen is has all those characteristics, but can be for good or for bad, and is a little bitchy.
Catwoman is not like the others.
To create a list of the ultimate top 20 Super Vixens, over 50 artists, filmmakers, and pop culture experts surveyed the world of movies, comic books, TV, and video games.
It's the combination of the athleticism, the sharp wits, and the fact that she's wicked gorgeous.
You can turn off the charm. I'm immune.
And great boobs, too.
Created mostly by men with wild imaginations and brought to life by women with exceptional strength and beauty, Super Vixens have shaped and reflected the way we see the world.
Heroines always had to be rescued. Today, it's a different world.
People will be up in arms.
Whether she's played by Pamela Anderson or busting off the pages of Dark Horse Comics, Chris Warner's creation Barb Wire is definitely a Super Vixen.
Rotten hell.
Big guns, big heels, big hair, big everything.
One.
Barbed Wire was great because it was a sexy chick with a big rack on a motorcycle. Whoever came up with that, they must have spent moments thinking that up.
Don't call me babe.
Barbed Wire was just such fun. I saw the comic book before I even saw the script, and I said, I have to do this. This is so me. I've got to do it.
What, are you gonna shoot me?
Why waste a good bullet?
The blonde buxom. And she's gonna then know kung fu and have special gadgets, and you got your female version of James Bond.
I think Pam Anderson in her life has done more Super Vixen-y things than a cartoon character could ever do.
Shut up.
Marvel Comics' Super Vixen Mystique spent more than 20 years in the pages of various X-Men comics as a blue, bisexual, shape-shifting evil mutant. You'd think that'd be enough to make her a star. But Mystique remained a second stringer until screenwriter David Hayter, director Bryan Singer, and actress Rebecca Romaine turned her into a naked embodiment of the mutant liberation movement.
Bottoms up.
As the lover and chief henchman of would-be world conqueror Magneto, Mystique is clearly a bad girl. But she's only a villain because of human prejudice.
These mutants, if it were up to me, I'd lock them all away.
You know, people like you are the reason I was afraid to go to school as a child.
There are those mutants that have evolved and they're using their powers for good, and there are those that have evolved and they're using their powers for bad, and I'm part of the bad guys.
My interpretation of Mystique is different than the comic book, but captures sort of the essence of the comic book, celebrates the human body and the human form.
You know what I want.
I morph into other characters in the movie, and I'm solid blue. You can't miss me.
What do you want?
She can be anybody. Can you imagine? Like, honey, what about, I don't know, like a Jennifer Aniston thing tonight? What do you think?
She's good.
You have no idea.
The Super Vixen number 18 straddles the boundary between high adventure and high camp. Created in 1933 by Robert E. Howard, Red Sonja truly triumphed as a warrior vixen in the 1970s, when she was paired in the comics with another creation of Robert E. Howard, Conan the Barbarian.
Red Sonja is essentially the female version of Conan the Barbarian. Back then, it's just about men going to war, and here you had this sort of luscious, voluptuous lady going out there in this outfit that just made you smile.
There was something about her that was just so sexy and so empowering that you really liked her. I mean, she was the Super Vixen.
In the comics, a mysterious goddess makes Sonja a great warrior after she's raped by soldiers who kill her family. It's a backstory loosely based on the Celtic legend of the warrior queen, Ife. Today, Sonja's more often thought of in connection with the 1983 feature film that starred Brigitte Nielsen, and none other than Conan himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
If I was a woman and I was Brigitte Nielsen's size, I would probably carry a sword and walk around in kind of Boris Vallejo clothes all the time, too, with some sort of weird amulet on my forehead.
Meet the most beautiful creature of the future. Her name is Barbarella, and she makes science fiction something else.
A super space vixen, Barbarella brought the sexual revolution of the 1960s to the year 40,000. She's credited with being France's first sci-fi heroine and the nation's first adult comic magazine character.
Jean-Claude Forest in France, who was doing the comic strip, took the female superheroine and moved it to a very, very different zone.
Could you hand me a garment?
You find adventure beyond your imagination when you get lost in space with Barbarella.
Director Roger Vadim's 1968 film version of Barbarella still sets the bar for softcore science fiction, thanks to the gyrations of its star, Jane Fonda.
Her top secret mission is a real wing dinger.
I got him.
Barbarella was like a superhero groupie. She was around people who had power. She didn't have them herself, but she was sleeping with them and hanging out backstage.
See Barbarella do her thing with the nice angel.
These ladies may have kicked, morphed, and seduced their way onto the list, but things are about to heat up with a super sexy mutant and some swinging shagadelic spies when Ultimate Super Vixens returns.